Are y'all seeing this? I'm gonna be the new Picasso.
Rox is the story of a 15-year-old girl called Rox who navigates these really defining and difficult days of her life, set over the course of a week. So essentially it's a story about the joy of female friendship and the resilience of this group of girls and living in London. She talks about her being, tough on the outside. There was supposed to be an incident in the backstory where Rox and her friend Samaya had been bullied and Rox had stood up for her. So she was tough and she was someone you could rely on and she was, a good friend. But also the idea that she's tough on the outside, but she's underneath, she's this well of vulnerability and all those things and emotions.
She does have to take on this kind of the weight of the world. But I think from when Teresa Okoko was kind of working with the story and working with Bukky, who plays Rox, there was a lot of conversations and a lot of exploration around why young Black women and young brown women have to kind of take on the adultization of Black and brown women, and how they have to take on kind of more responsibilities than their age should require. And so that was kind of part of the exploration of like how the story came to be. In Rox's story, she takes on this role of the adult to give her little brother Emmanuel the childhood that he needs and he wants. And you kind of, I think over the course of the film, realize that she is just a kid herself. She's only 15.
Hi, I'm not here right now, so if you'd like to leave a message.
You did the right thing by calling us, yeah, definitely.
Come on, let's go.
Well, Teresa grew up in Hackney and she's British Nigerian. And she always describes the story as a love letter to her older sister. She's got five sisters, but one sister particularly who she felt protected her, like Rox protects her little brother, and allowed her to have a childhood. And she also talks a lot about how, despite the circumstances growing up, there was a lot of joy and there was a lot of support in her community and amongst her friendship groups and in her family, extended family. And that became a very important idea in the film.
We had a lot of points of reference in European cinema, films like Girlhood, but also like Mustang. But then we also had references in like American cinema, like Moonlight.
Faut que tu fasses ce que tu veux. Dis-le. Je fais ce que je veux.
That's a reality for a lot of young people. It's a reality for people who aren't so young, like myself. It's the reality that I grew up with and in. We never went out and with a kind of casting brief of we're going to have one girl from Nigerian background, one girl from a Bengali background, one girl from a Polish gypsy background. We never had that kind of brief. We went out to find some like brilliant young women, and those brilliant young women in some way found us. And they happened to be from these different places, and they brought a lot from those different cultural backgrounds to the role.
Close your eyes. Think of everything that is happy and stop thinking about all your worries.
We're coming with you.
I want a chicken wings today. I'm actually sick of time. How are you guys wanting chicken? Like, I'm so sick.